It's Andrea. All right, I have so many videos that I have just been letting pile up, and I just need to start doing them because they're just like little snips of seeing things I'm seeing in my own experiment. So we're talking human design here. I do have the doing business as yourself umbrella. Human design is a huge piece of that because each of us are wired differently, and then the real life situations that come up become uh, this like weaving. We get woven together with other people, and if we can sort of know what's going on for us, and ideally know what's going on for them too, if we can get their charts. It takes a birth time and place and date. Birth time, place, and date. Yeah. Anyway, you can get a chart if you have the right information, and then you can look at the two charts together and see like where things are working and why, not why they're working, but where things are clashing is really usually where more people are interested. Why there might be discord in places, and how to deal with it if you're lucky, or how to just accept it is usually the case. Anyway, this video is about a message that I got. It was I'm looking at here. It was Sunday morning at 3:18. Now, why was I awake at Sunday morning at 3:18? Because I'm often awake in the middle of the night. I have this 2-part sleep pattern, and it started, I think, when I had kids. When the kids started coming. We have 3. The youngest is now 13, so it's been a while since they've been little and needed me at night. But the sleep thing is real. I mean, it just turned into a pattern, and it turns out that it's not some kind of malformity in my sleeping system. There's actually some historical precedents for before Industrial Revolution arrived. There was more of this. This was sort of the natural flow of people's patterns. Anyway, that's a completely different conversation. Maybe I can remember to put the link down below in this video's description. Anyway, I got this message. It's from a guy who I've been in groups with peripherally, and we've had a little bit of conversation over a private message about human design. So it's just another human design person, right? Figuring out their own trip. And he messaged me, and he said, "Greetings. I have a lovely projector friend in need of a reading." And that would seem like a pretty straightforward thing, right? I don't know, what would you say if somebody said that to you? I have somebody in need of a reading. I literally couldn't think of anything to say, and I can explain why I think this is what's happened. Old me, so 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago, it'll be 5 years in July 2020, yeah. So whenever you're watching this is just before my 5 years of experimenting with this, and watching and seeing and witnessing all of the stuff that's going on. And not even all of the stuff, because gosh, the things, I'm still discovering things in my own chart, let alone other people's charts, that I'm like, how did that even, was that always there? It's like, I say that all the time. Or what is that thing again? And you'd think that I could become familiar with it quicker, but no, it really is a process, and it really is a 7-year deconditioning sequence that then happens again. So the first round is really about changing up all of your cells and all that. The second year is about rechanging up all of your cells and even refining them further. And I think that what happened here is I'm beginning to see this cell refinement piece in motion. So somebody sends me that message 3 or 5 years ago, prior to human design, and I'd have been all up over them. I'm an emotional projector, 1-3. I have a motivation that is about getting to the details, which is actually what I recognized after we chatted for a while about this. And I would have been all like, oh, I'm ready to help that person. Where are they? Are they awake now? And can we hop on? Would have been like, I need to help them now. Well, all I had to say was, I see. That's all I could think to say. And then I went to the bathroom because I just was like, I had to get away from this. I was just like, I was just like, I don't even know what that is because I don't recognize it anymore. And here's why. The way what I think. Here's why. My motivation is called fear. Now, fear is, a lot of the names and the words in human design are a little bit wonky in terms of being able to connect with them at a, instantly, because you understand the word fear, which it isn't really about fear. People like attach all of this negative impression to a lot of the words. Fear, in this case, is really about finding the foundation, so you don't, the bottom line of things, so you don't have to have that anxiety, so you don't have that question mark, so you don't have that it's like, I guess it's like an anxiety. It is. It's like, it's like this pressing need to have the details of, so you can make a proper assessment, and so you're building your whatever on the foundation level solid. And the first line of my design is also foundation based. So this is like a double thing. What did I call it? A double dip. When I was talking to somebody about her fear motivation earlier today. Anyway, the point here is that there's an opposite, which is it's called transference. So when I'm pulled into transference, I know that I'm not, the theory is, when you can notice that you're being pulled into transference, you know that you're not having the right experience, or you're not necessarily moving in the way that you could be moving. You're missing things. You end up missing things because you're not in the right, you're not pointing this way because you're pointed this way, right? Okay, so up until the moment I noticed this, and it might have happened sooner, but up until the moment I noticed this, it had always been a mental, consideration. Is my motivation in the mix here? Am I sort of on the right track? Am I sort of like thinking? Listen to what he said again. I have a lovely projector friend in need of a reading. Need is not my business. It just isn't my business. And I just flat out didn't have a response. It wasn't any kind of, I was just like, what am I supposed to say to that? Well, I'm telling you, the old me would have been like, didn't care, wants to know all the details, wants to like get the business, whatever. All right. 12 minutes later or something, because I came back from, futzing around, he said that is, then he said, is that something you do? And I was already gone. So then like 12 minutes later, I come back and I say, maybe would need more details, because I need the details, right? And I said, then what I said, which is part of why I recognize this, because I was saying it then, I didn't recognize it till later, was, I said, what's the need you're seeing, and what does the friend also know, and does the friend also know that they have this need? So here's a piece about the projectors. If you're not familiar with projectors, or if you are a projector, you'll know this is the case. And you can see I haven't yet had an invitation that says, Andrea, I really want you to do this. I really want you, you're the one who I need to talk to about this. Well, it's already, it's third hand already, or second hand, I guess is what it is. Is a third party here that he thinks she needs, maybe, like, I don't know what's going on yet. And so she's going to be the one who I would be talking to, and she obviously doesn't recognize me because she hasn't had an opportunity to. What he does is what it turned out to be. He's splenic. He had it, just to like shortcut the version of this, he had a splenic hit once talking to her about when she was sort of playing around maybe with getting a reading, and then he had it again, and I'm the one that he thought of, and so he contacted me, and that was cool. That was a cool thing to know. But still, I don't have an invitation from the person or clarity from him that she knows that I'm the one, right? It doesn't matter that she needs it. It's not my problem. It's not my thing. It's not my business to cater to that. she could go and have a reading or a session or whatever you want to call it from whomever. And that's not a projector invitation. But that was the aha I had, was that I was saying need, he was saying need, and I didn't realize it for we probably chit-chatted for half an hour, and I didn't realize it until the very, very end. I was like, holy heck. But what was cool in the meanwhile was I was able to send him a couple of videos that he, something was triggered in our conversation, and then he recognized me even more, and then he was like, could I send her these videos? And that is where she'll be able to see via what, did she say she was splenic also? So since she's splenic, she'll have she'll hopefully, I don't know if he said she was splenic. Anyway, whatever her authority is, she'll be able to evaluate the feeling that, and the beginnings of recognition, so that she's not in a group, I guess. I don't know where she is, or how he knows her, or if she knows of me or anything. So I'm just like in the dark over here. So I can't say yes to anything. I don't have anything for my authority to go on, you see? So I just thought it was cool that I had this, it's like, now it's like, it's built into me. It's been built into my body. My mind didn't get involved in this, it just kind of went, what's he talking about? She needs one. It didn't compute. And anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. I got a bunch more of these to do. So, motivation is a pretty big deal. And if you don't know what yours is and you'd like to, I have a link below, probably, or if it's not there, go on Messenger and find me, and say, hey, I heard that you could make me an extended chart, and that has the keywords on for your four transformations. So it's digestion, which is also called determination, environment, view or perspective is mutually the same thing, and motivation. And with the four of those, they're called the four transformations. It's the layer below the line. I would need to make sure that you came with your exact birth time, because that stuff is pretty changeable minute to minute in some cases. So you need your exact birth time, place, date, and your name, and that will help me to help you have a chart. Alrighty, have a great day, and more of this to come.